याद आ रहा है और तो दादी बोलता था मैं बोलूँ कि मजा क्या रहा।
Hi, sir. Good evening. So I can't hear you.
Asti,
Yes, I can now. I think so.
रोहित
Yes, sir.
सुन तो रहे हो?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now.
डांट के बोलो तो सुनाई नहीं जाता है।
I'm sorry, sir. I'm 5 minutes late. I was just trying to connect, and then Zoom was asking for some approvals and all that.
Quite early because there's no audience. Okay.
Okay.
रोहित कुमार आगे में आकर दो लोग हैं जी।
Right, sir.
तो अभी एक पहला जो सेशन है
Right, sir.
चार्लिनी सरन गुप्ता का।
Yeah.
ओके।
Right, sir.
एक इंटरेस्टिंग केस, हाउ डू वी इंक्रीज intake by one section in
Right.
just 4 months.
Right, sir. I've seen that case. Yeah.
तुमने कभी पढ़ा था?
नहीं सर, आपने वो शेयर किया था, so I think link में भी है. I've not got the chance to look at it, but yes.
सेकंड केस जो है वो तुम करोगे।
Right, sir. The power of checklisting.
और उसमें ये है अगर सिर्फ चेकलिस्ट बनाने से, बोर्ड पे कहने से शिक्षण बढ़ सकता है, हम यार ये भी नहीं कहते चेकलिस्ट बना लो। तीसरा है थोड़ा सा क्यों पुरानी बोलेंगे, जब आपके पास रिसोर्सेज न हो,
Right, sir.
you are most comfortably placed. You can do a lot more if you don't have resources. If you have resources, you are constrained. So resources availability is a constraint, not availability. ये वो
Right.
बताएंगे।
Right, sir.
वो है आई एम कालीकट के थे डीन, और उन्होंने पूरा प्रोसेस देखा था। ओबीसी कोटा का जब ऑर्डर आया था सुप्रीम कोर्ट का, तो
Right,
हाथ
sir.
पैर सुन हो गए थे लोग। लेकिन फिर लगा इज इट अ थ्रेट और अपॉर्चुनिटी, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ सबसे ज्यादा रेजिस्टेंस कर रही थी फैकल्टी। एंड वंस यू हैव सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑर्डर, दे कैन नॉट से नो।
True, sir.
So Supreme Court order was not a constraint for me, not a threat for me. It turned out to be great opportunity.
Right, sir.
बाकी सब हम लोग अरेंज कर लेंगे। ये नहीं हैंडल कर पा रहे थे फैकल्टी रेजिस्टेंस टू इंक्रीज इनटेक, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ऑर्डर आ गया, हम लोग फटाक से इंक्रीज कर। वो प्रोसेस पुराने बताएंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने देखा हुआ है।
Right, sir.
ये 3 केसेस हैं how IIMs miss out opportunities by having all kind of assumptions कि हमारे पास sufficient है।
True, sir.
अच्छा, तो ये 3 बड़े इंटरेस्टिंग केसेस हैं। तुम्हारा वाला भी तो तुम बोलोगे हाउ यू प्रेजेंट इट। अरे
Right,
अगर
sir.
इतना ही आसान था तो पहले क्यों नहीं हो गया, 8 साल तक क्यों वेट करते रहे।
Hmm.
और उससे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट, 8 साल तक नहीं हुआ तो क्या हुआ। 8 साल में मैंने 100 मैनेजर्स नहीं दिए per year,
True.
800 managers
True.
we could give, we have not given. और इंस्टीट्यूट की जो वायबिलिटी थी 180 पे we break even, all non-parent grants
Right,
we
sir.
are able to meet.
The missed opportunity, actually.
Exactly. ये जो मेजर थीम है रोहित, वो आज के इस सेशन का थीम ये है, हाउ वी ऑल मिस अपॉर्चुनिटीज इन इंडिया।
Yeah.
आज मैं शामिल नहीं, Let me introduce Professor Rohit Kumar.
नमस्कार.
Namaste, namaste, ma'am.
थोड़ा सा आगे.
Come on.
हाँ.
आगे से.
हाँ. That better?
Is it-
Perfect, ma'am. I can see one.
बिल्कुल ही बात हो जाएगी. अंदर नमस्ते.
नमस्ते. ये मोबाइल मोबाइल कर रहे हैं रिमोट अरे माउस अच्छा
ये माउस किस लिए चाहिए होगा मुझे?
दिखानी है तो
हाँ, तो शेयर करने पे यहाँ हैं फाइल्स. हाँ, सब बता देंगे. Hi Rohit, I'm Shalini.
Hi, ma'am. Nice to meet you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, please.
So, ma'am, I'm teaching at IIM Ranchi. I'm
I
from the
see.
strategy and entrepreneurship area. I'm here
Okay.
for last now more than 10 years.
Wow, lovely.
And before that, I was in the corporate world, and I know Krishna sir because he was the advisor for my thesis examination. So he was the examiner.
Oh,
So
so
from
have
that
you,
time, I know. Yeah, I
have you
did
done
my
a
PhD.
FPM?
Yeah, so I did my PhD from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade under Professor K. Rangarajan.
I see, okay.
So Rangarajan sir knows Krishna Kumar sir. So that's how I
I-
got introduced to him. And then thereafter, under his guidance, I also organized SMF conference at IIM Ranchi way back in
I
2000.
see, I see. Okay. So you did your FPM which year, or PhD now it's called?
Yeah, so I did it in 2012. I passed out in 2012. Yeah,
I
and
see.
all in 2006. Yeah, so it was a long journey. I could see you did it from Ahmedabad in 1992. So
I passed out in 92. Yes, absolutely. It was only because of Professor Krishna Kumar that I landed up over there because otherwise
yeah,
I
so I
couldn't
think
have
he's like a mentor,
mentored
guide,
me.
coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even now, with his energy and
He
enthusiasm,
does.
it's
I
it's
know. I know.
hats off to
Really
his.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So where are you currently, ma'am? You're
I'm in Bangalore. Please don't say ma'am to me. Yeah, I'm living in Bangalore right now.
okay, and you're
Uh,
kind of teaching somewhere, or
No, so I actually was one of those FPMs who was fresh out of a master's course. I'd done my master's in economics and then
okay,
gone for my FPM. My
Okay.
batch, generally they used to take our thesis writing people, only people who had either taught or from the industry. But in my batch, they said, let's take fresh graduates and see how they do, so that
Okay.
we can really train them into our philosophy of doing things. It backfired on them because they took about 27 of us, and I was the only surviving member, and I didn't get into
Oh.
academia. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rohit, 27 is admitted. Only one passed out.
Imagine, I think hats off to you. So that's kind of explains the rigor of the process.
I have always been saying it was a case of mental diarrhea. It just went on and on with it. But sir also used the word of pagal. Pagalpanti thi jo we did it. But yeah, so I went into the corporate world and worked. What I would do was, because there was a longing to teach, one did visiting faculty kind of roles across the country.
Right.
But
yeah.
those were very brief stints compared to the stint in the corporate world. I now run a for-profit and a not-for-profit, both in
lovely.
disability sector. Yeah, I work over there full time. So
Okay.
that's
Okay,
been
wonderful.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So, sir, should
You
huh?
you
All right. So I'll just
Right. Just
Yes, sir.
perhaps Professor K. Purani is
Right, sir.
in the third case.
Right,
and
sir.
it's-
Sure, sir. Sure.
So Rohit, tell me what all are you? What all is IIM Ranchi known for, and what are the kind of activities you pride yourself in from the institute?
So, ma'am, I think we are about 16 years old. We are young.
That
16
years
years. Yeah. So
after.
started 2009, 2010. So Yeah, so we are not that old, and I feel very happy to state that we have definitely made a mark in terms of being in the top 15 in the country from a ranking standpoint.
Right.
We have our permanent campus in Khelgaon. So if you're planning and visiting sometime to this part, just let me know. Right. So we have almost close to 450 students intake. In
Wow.
total, at any given point in time, we have about 1,000 students on campus.
Amazing. So you
In terms of faculty strength, we have crossed 80 full-time faculty members.
excellent.
We have also got the AMBA accreditation. So we are AMBA accredited institute.
I
We are
see.
pursuing to get ICWIS and ASASB accreditation as well. So triple crown. Hopefully in next 2 years, we should have
Yes.
that. I think one space where I think we have differentiated ourselves, initially we rolled out the MBA in HR specialization.
I
So
see.
Amarachi was the first time to start the MBA HR program, which is a kind of a flagship program, if you like. Of course, now there are other IIMs which have started MBA in HR, but we have kind of pioneered that. We also have a MBA in business analytics, BA, which is
Right.
again a specialization in business analytics.
Yes.
And one space that we are kind of proud of is social impact. So because we belong to Eastern location and a tribal belt, so we have been able to do a lot of interesting work around
Social.
social enterprises and trying to understand and also do some research in that space. So social impact is something that I think we have been able to make a mark. But again, it's a continuous journey. You can't say that you have arrived.
Yes.
I think it's just a continuous process. You just keep doing things which make sense to the larger faculty body. So social impact is something. And now I think, ma'am, we are also trying to focus on internationalization.
Right.
We have started to invite few foreign faculties in campus for taking a few courses. The student exchange is also there, but it is not to a level where we want it to be. So the focus is now on increasing those international exchanges, both from a faculty and from a student standpoint. Yeah.
Very nice.
In fact, we are having a convocation on 28th of this month, and Vice President is coming as one of the chief guests. So everybody's occupied with that. I just, yeah. So in fact, a lot of things are happening. I just said, okay, let me just attend. Let me request if I can excuse myself in an hour's time. So let's see how.
Right. Absolutely. Very interesting. I think I haven't come across an IIM which was devoted to the social impact, and so meaningful in my opinion, so meaningful because, if you can mix the skill sets that an MBA program provides its students with the need for social impact, you've actually nailed it. So I transitioned. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So I was just saying that if you look at the motto that we have is Bahumukho Vikaso Gantatva. So the essence of that is that it should be holistic development. If you look around the world, I think management is not seen as a profession which is respected. If you go and do a survey among local population and you give them, lawyers, doctors, teachers, civil servants and businessmen, I think management will, and I think there was also research done that suggests that management is not looked up to. And one of the reason is that we don't think too much about community at large. That whole profit maximization scheme of things and exploitative behavior. And I think now we have learned that you can do good and at the same time make profits. So if you can train managers who are sensitive to the social landscape, and they can just slightly fine-tune or tweak their way of looking at things, I think they can do better good, and then also can earn respect from the community at large, which eventually will help in their business. So that I think we have tried out and we have seen merit in that. So yeah. You were saying some examples from your side.
No, I was saying I used to struggle with this way back in my career, where even worked with the McKinseys and realized that the gunning for the profits was all coming at the expense of your soul. And there was something that was cringing inside and saying, I'm doing work that anyone can do because all I'm doing is adding to the top line or bottom line of a collective,
Right.
and it's not satisfying enough. And I transitioned to an organization. I'm sure you've heard about the Ashoka Innovators for the Public. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ashoka University is also
Ashoka
finally
University is
different.
what,
Okay.
yeah, Sanjeev Bikhchandani and his whole group
Uh-huh.
set up. But Ashoka Innovators for the Public is like a foundation,
Okay.
loosely called the Ashoka Foundation, and they coined the term social entrepreneurs for the first time in the world.
Yeah.
And they are now working with the agency to set up a Nobel Prize in social entrepreneurship.
Wow, lovely.
So they're that kind of founders. And हाँ, थोड़ा सा वो राउंड जा रहा है, हम कर देते हैं, बंद करते हैं इसको.
No, Rohit,
Yes, sir.
there are 2 students and 1 faculty.
Okay.
And
So we are also students. Don't treat us as faculty.
All of us are students. So
All
our
students.
faculty are not working.
You are the only faculty for us.
Yeah, I know.
first,
So I'm, in fact, we belong to, now we have renamed this area. So I belong to strategy and entrepreneurship area. And now, in fact, social entrepreneurship is one of the sessions in the 20 session module, where, we emphasize and talk about social entrepreneurship and this whole idea of that, you can be for profit, but you can also be for social. So your intent speaks about what you actually want to create value
determines
for.
how
Yeah.
you conduct that business, whether it's for profit or non-profit, doesn't matter.
Right. Matter.
Where you're
Yeah. So
coming
what is the basic intent and who are the beneficiaries from that
Yes.
value that you're creating or unlocking?
Anytime
determines.
you need any help in the space of social entrepreneurship, please reach out to
Oh,
me.
lovely.
We'd love
ma'am.
to work with students on that. Welcome. Come. Will you be visible?
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Also Rohit.
Yeah.
अच्छा, सुनो. There are 2 students
एक
and
pause
1
करेंगे, हम एक pause करेंगे. He's really busy. His convocation is on the 28th and the vice president is coming.
Yes, sir.
आप उनको
Is communication the most important thing for faculty or academic discussion?
Academic discussion is the most important, sir, and that's why I'm here.
Why we are having this session? Because it's very unusual.
Right, sir.
1 faculty, 2 students. And 2 students are faculty.
Okay.
So first, Shalini will speak. You and Kiyur will be faculty students.
Okay.
Then you
So we are
will
going to be a notorious student, sir. No, we are going to be
be
behaving.
faculty. Then you will be faculty for
Right,
second.
sir.
And Shalini and Kiyur will be students.
Okay,
And
wonderful.
then Kiyur will be faculty. And you and Shalini will be students. Now, just see whether we can analyze the case properly and draw lessons. Basic thing out of all these cases, we miss out opportunities. India is a poor saga of missing opportunities. And we miss opportunities for various reasons. And because we don't realize the colossal loss to the country.
Right.
See, for example, for 8 years, we kept on asking government to fund our non-plan expenditure. We could have covered it by our efforts if we had gone to 180.
Right, sir.
And if we had gone to 220 in 1993, then we would have been generating surplus out of 50 or 40 more students. And thus become an autonomous institution in true sense. With 100 more students, instead of 120, we would have been graduating 220 students and become largest institute in the country. We missed
Right.
all that opportunity because we just didn't realize we could do it.
Right, sir.
क्योंकि हमको अगर ही नहीं करते हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? ये जो हनुमान इफेक्ट केस है ना, वो यही है, हमको पता ही नहीं क्या कर सकते हैं. कोई हमें आके बता दे तो हम कर लें. हमको ऑर्डर दे दे कोई तो हम सब कर लेंगे. 1961 to 2008, For 48 years, all the AMs were pegged at 180 intake when they could do 550.
Right, sir.
How much binary institution A, B, and C, how much loss they have inflicted on the country that they don't realize even today.
Right, sir.
They were created for grooming managers. And they were stuck at 180, 181. You mean the industry will die? Government perforce had to create new institutions because old institutions were not coming up to expectation to meet the requirement of the country. I'm telling you very honestly, I have been talking to many people.
So somebody's loss is somebody's gain, sir, and that's why at least we have now about 22 IIMs across the country.
So, ये जो है, if you can illustrate by having just, we don't even prepare a checklist कि करना क्या है अगर एक सेक्शन पढ़ा. We are so indifferent and happy with लड़का के पास होके जॉब मिल जाता. We forget our national responsibility and still call Indian Institute.
Right, sir.
प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन के जो जॉब है वो हम क्यों करने लगे. ये आपके केस का क्योर का ये है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट. When we don't have resources, we are challenged to give our best. Neither we had land, nor we had faculty, nor we had money. So we increased PGP, OBC quota by 85% in first year, and we surpassed it by 10% in second year because we were against reservation. But we had to abide by Supreme Court order. It does not mean we lose sight of general candidates. So we surpassed OBC quota so that we can have more general students.
Right, sir.
So, I used to tell my colleagues, either you resign if you are against OBC quota, or you follow it. It's law of the land. It does not mean by following law of the land, you are ignoring general candidate. Nobody says that you don't increase by 200. I am to prove that when you said new AMS will be having 540, it indicates yes, Shani. Yes. Gate. Now enter the gate.
No, 1 second, sir. Just I'm calling a no. It just reached to Akansha Parishan.
अरे पहले गेट पे आ जाओ फिर फोन करो.
Okay. Gate से main gate में रहेगा.
हाँ. सहारा स्टेट्स ग्रेस में चले जाना. ये सहारा स्टेट्स.
Sahara Street. Okay. आना तो 2 मिनट दिखा दे.
Okay. हाँ, ठीक. So, if we love our country, if we are against reservation, do it. But no government says don't go beyond OBC quota limitation. Beyond that, you are free to do whatever you want. But are we just
Yeah, that's the bare minimum, in terms of students, you have to ensure that
ये कह रहा
those seats are given, but you can definitely go. Yeah.
by not increasing intake?
Right, sir.
And today, the same example is that we are catering to formal education system. Regular course. What about people who cannot take regular education? General major BSL, he doesn't have access. और उसके बाद स्वयं में डालो. एक असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर एक जनरल में पढ़ा रहा स्वयं में कि कैसे BSL रन करो. This is atrocious. या simply expert. ये जो हमारे faculty program नहीं हो रहे ना. I am faculty in Lucknow is not in a position to conduct program where professors attend the classes from the institute. वो सवाल पूछते हैं वो तो कोर्स हमारे 8 कोर्स पढ़े हुए फैकल्टी मेंबर हैं जो पार्टिसिपेंट थे. हमारे फैकल्टी मेंबर 4 कोर्स पढ़े तो कैसे पढ़ाएंगे. इसलिए IIM में लखनऊ में कोर्स लॉन्च करना पड़ता है.
Really?
Yes.
Lucknow shore.
Hello? Shini, you reach the gate. Enter the gate.
Yes, sir.
Samne you will find a circle,
Okay, yes.
and there's a left turn.
Yes, sir. Take the left of college.
Yes.
वहां पर एक बोर्ड लगा है, वहां पर नीचे एक बोर्ड लगा है, न्यू मल्हार ब्लॉक 127.
No, brother.
न्यू मल्हार ब्लॉक 127.
Sir, we reach there.
Then you turn left.
Left lane, yes, sir.
सीधा चला. Come straight.
सीधा गया.
The road will automatically take a right turn.
Okay, right turn.
Take to
Second right.
No. End of the road.
end of the road.
End of the road. Okay.
Then you take right turn area. Another 2 furlong. If you drive, there will be a board. New Mala block 5 to 7. है ना?
1 to 7 is there.
Then move further. Block 5 to 7. Take left turn.
Right.
First is 5th block, then 6th block, and last block is 9th, 7th block.
Sir, मैं आ गया. Right, 7 आ गया.
है ना? उधर से आगे आ जाओ, अंदर आ जाओ
Okay.
और सीधे चलते चलो. And don't switch off the mobile. Don't switch off the mobile. On left side, you find a path.
He is preparing for welcoming my husband. I am Ranchi.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My student is there in your marketing area. Which area you are?
I'm from strategy entrepreneurship.
Strategy.
Number is looking gड़बड़ है.
Yeah.
एक मिनट उसको. You can start. मुझे अपना सेशन start करना how to play music.
Rohit, do you have access to the first case, which is called the fun case?
Yes, ma'am. I was just going through that.
I don't know how to share it here. Don't know if there's access to that here.
Share screen.
Let me
Should I do
see.
that? It's disabled, it says.
Faster.
Host disable attendee screening sharing. So somebody from the host.
With the Zoom docs, sorry. No,
Is there somebody from the IT? He can help.
desktop पे ढूंढना होगा.
So can you give me access to share screen, please? If you
Yeah.
can.
अच्छा,
to
इनको
participate.
I'll once just give him access to sharing. Yeah.
इनको होस्ट
हाँ.
बना देता हूँ ना.
ठीक है, कर दीजिए.
Yeah.
Now you are host.
Yeah. So I think I can share this screen.
So, after how many years you are discussing?
Many. So all my visiting faculty roles also have been about social entrepreneurship. Gone and spoken about personal experiences. So I've done cases around social entrepreneurship and practically what I've done and how what objectives and vision statements we had and how we implemented them all around strat. So have you read this case? Have you?
No, I haven't.
Just read it.
I've shared the screen. I'm not sure if
Yes.
it is visible.
We can see it. We can see it, Rohit.
Okay. Hold on. Just give me
Yeah.
a minute.
Just go through it. It's just a one-page
Hello.
document. Yeah. So basically, this when you read this, you realize that one thing leads to another. It's basically how this professor was doing something very different, and that landed up into an institutional impact. So just go through the case and then we can discuss.
Yeah.
Come on. Sushma, I learned from you. Did you ever expect this? I learned from you. Are Shimi? Sir. It is customer satisfaction.
सर प्रोग्राम मैसेज आया था मतलब इतना लंबा आ गया हमारा बोला लखनऊ पहले टिकट बुक करें फिर somebody said सर लखनऊ जाएगा तो 2 घंटे उधर से अयोध्या गए अयोध्या फ्लाइट देखा 15 जन बम्बई से somebody said सर उधर से काशी देखो बहुत नजदीक है मैं सीधा काशी बुक किया और हमारा एक अच्छा नेटवर्क मिला वीआईपी दर्शन आ जाएगा थे लास्ट मिनट में टक 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 करके दिया कोई
इसको बोलते हैं Shimi, not customer satisfaction, it's customer delight.
customer delight and 2 times the darshan from Lala VIP darshan somebody came protocol also security बाहर आके police
Now we have one more certificate.
15 मिनट दर्शन रामलला
रामलला
में हो 15 मिनट
चलो ठीक है
हाँ हमारा साढ़े बजे गया
सब लोग रामलला दर्शन करके आ रहे
8:20 आ गया हमारा 8 बजे अंदर गया
This class is going on.
this is
Conduct
a
this
class
case, you can take over. I will not be
You
embarrassed.
are here as a
Yeah, ma'am. Kind of quickly just went through its chain of events. Hi, Srini ji, kaise hai?
बढ़िया बढ़िया
Good
नमस्ते
to see you.
there are 4 students and 3 faculty.
pleasure meeting you Rohit ji
Same here, sir.
who will join
No one. The 3 of us
okay
and him.
less people always good to have a good interaction
So,
And note,
I
all 3 of you have challenge to analyze the case and bring out all the learnings.
आप पहले बोलते थे मैं आ रहा था लेट
मैं कहती सर आप ही करिए
ऑलरेडी मैं बात रखा है टैक्सी से और पता था और तरह घूम के आ जाओ लखनऊ दर्शन देख के आता
लेफ्ट का राइट टर्न कर लेते गलती से
This first time in life, I get 3 faculty members to teach 3 cases.
okay
And they are taking 1 case and 2 others as a student, they are trying to understand. And all this is being recorded. At the end of it, I'll share this recording. What is the dream of purpose?
Please do not do that, sir.
You don't have our consent for doing this.
let Rohit listen what Rohit is saying
I don't
At least
think
there's no more
lives will be
screens to
recorded.
run.
I'll share it with you. And written,
Yes, thank you.
not photo.
Yes.
I
I've
will go
embarrassed
through the case.
myself.
I will do that.
The case is right here, you can go through it right away. We've given each one, there's only 1.5 pages.
वो केस दे दीजिए we are smart people we put it in
अरे
that
ये
GPT I
case
said
तो video.
टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास सुबह सुबह तक दिया है केस का सॉफ्ट कॉपी दे दो चैट जीपीटी में क्या रोगी जी बराबर
हमें
ना
भी दे दो चैट जीपीटी का रिजल्ट हम भी वैसे कर लेंगे।
the chat GPT is so
My
bad
class is on. I am conducting class on how to learn playing Casio.
I
at the age
wanted
of
to attend
75.
that. I wanted to
No, you
attend
can't be
that.
ambidextrous either you do case study or that
This is so
ऐसा थोड़ी है
fortunate. I wanted to do that. I tried learning musical instruments.
First
I
time
failed
I'm seeing
before
a
60.
situation, a person says, a person close to being senior citizen says, I'm missing it once.
So are you recording that?
Huh?
Professor Kumar, are you recording that? That's your session.
नहीं,
उसको record कर दीजिए. हाँ, I want to see
Yeah,
that.
I am going to first, I play this stuff. What I played music, instrument music, vocal and karaoke. And then making video. So that
केस का पूरा रिजल्ट दे दीजिए
चलिए नहीं तो केस समरी तो के इतने में तो केस ही पढ़ लें
नहीं नहीं आई विल टेक यू नो 150 वर्ड्स बोलते 50 मैं अभी स्क्रीनशॉट लिया इसमें आपके सामने लिया आप सब टॉपिक भी कर लिया अभी ये समरी दे
Rohit, we're very sorry we are wasting your time. I
No,
understand.
I'm thoroughly enjoying the whole process actually.
I have just
Really?
concluded.
समरी
Hmm.
नंबर you know once again this is
You know,
I have just concluded India's first
Chili.
free residential art retreat for the neurodiverse. 25 participants. We finished, wrapped it a day before. I know what adrenal flow I was in. Sorry.
This is already no.
We have this case in front of us. Let's start. Now, what
Yeah.
I'm going to do is,
Sir, this
I'm
case I
going to
know
ask, huh?
I know
You
this
know
case.
this case. Now, very
Yeah.
good.
Apollo.
So now I'm going to ask each of you what your 3 key takes from this case are first. First, tell me, we'll go by order. Rohit, since you've presented the screen, tell me, when you read this case, what are the 3 things that stand out the most for you?
Okay, so it's a very interesting case. It's a reflection of a professor trying to connect dots on few events that has happened in the past. And 2 specific events that I think is highlighted in the case. One, of course, is this whole event of trying to go and write a case for Apollo hospitals, which also happened because I think to do something with that which faculty is free and slots from a placement standpoint. So you are the placement chair, you have to entertain, and that's how you go and do that. So as a faculty, your kind of situation is pushing you to go and write a case. In that also, there's a very interesting aspect of the DA rate, and then asking that I'm not getting, and then the organization accepting that, okay, don't worry, we'll take care of that. So that triggers, and that experience, I think, somewhere let the faculty feel that we should have more students, right? Because they were not there, I have to go there, and then when the new director joins, the faculty kind of went out and requested that, okay, in a slightly demanding tone, that you increase the batch 3 times. And there's also a mention the kind of power a director has in an IM system. It's like a demigod kind of a profile. So she was receptive to that. And then interestingly, it turns out that the professor who requested to increase the batch size is requested to be a PGP chair. And then the batch size is increased 3 times from 30 to 100. So the professor is basically reflecting that, how that case writing is linked through a chain of events to increasing the batch size from 30 to 100. So I think that's I've not specified in 1, 2, 3 terms, but I think that's the flow that I have
That's the
gathered
summary.
from the case.
Right.
Yeah.
What in this entire summary stood up the most for you, Rohit? What point in this whole thing? It's just 1.5 page. How many words do you think it has?
I think it would be about what, 250 to 300 words, about that much, or maybe
Can we
more.
ask ChatGPT?
No,
Since it's
I don't need to ask ChatGPT. If it is any page, 1.5 page,
1.5
it will
page.
around 700.
750 words. That's what I
Around 750, yeah, 700,
Trying to,
close to 700 words. So
got
in
it.
this, I think for me, I was just trying to look at the dilemma. So normally when we talk of a case,
Yeah.
there has to be a dilemma which should be there. I think the dilemma is, to me, is the professor trying to see how the fun of case writing is translating into increase in batch size. So that trying to discover that how that incident of writing a case has led to increase. I think that's something that that kind of create that excitement in terms of trying to understand that, okay, what actually happened. So
Okay.
that's one
Pause
thing.
with that thought,
Yeah.
Rohit. Pause with that thought.
Yeah.
I'll invite you, Srini.
Yeah,
What did you
I love this
feel?
case.
Yeah.
I know this case long back because when he was a director, how he increased that intake, which he got the lead from Apollo. Because I still remember he used to say that Apollo, that lady of Reddy, even they don't have their own cabin or chamber, they used to convert her cabin into 3 beds so that the average billing, the occupancy rate will go triple. Anyway, they require only operational efficiency. The main source is income. When you want to increase the income, is main for the hospital ran, administrative they spend. So what I learned from this, I think you asked very interesting. I don't know your name, man, but
Shalini.
Shalini. Yeah. There are 2 things. One is how to work on constraints. It's purely on constraint, but there is a growth and opportunity. If there is a growth and opportunity, how to convert your constraint to opportunity, especially infrastructure, everything. When I talk about manpower to everything. So this is one of the classic 1.5 page. I can tell you honestly, when I became a director at Bajaj, I became a director in October 14. 16th, I became a director. When the next academic year came, that is 22, immediately I increased the intake meager. When I say meager means I have because we are not a volume player, we are a value player. I have a MHRD 30 students, 20 students because we started with 20, MSc Finance 30. Immediately what I did, I never increased, either I never increased the even physical chair also. I increased 20 additional intake. The 20 additional intake gave me opportunity of almost 1.5 crore income. I never deputed anything, no manpower, no administrative support, no AC or no faculty. My opportunity cost increased 0 to 2 crores. And where I realized, if we go a little bit one step beyond, probably Rohit will appreciate that because the constraint makes the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I also teach the course at IIM Indore for last many years, how to reinvent your business model. When I realized how to reinvent your business model, also started my company, my consulting firm. This case, one of my inspiration, along with the subject how to reinvent business model. I have a company, probably is recording, consulting firm. Trust me, neither I don't have visiting card or website, but I could able to generate a good income. Forget about good income, the income is second. I can able to generate, address the world population, few thousand people.
Jamie,
So-
I think you should write a case study on your experience.
In
Right.
fact, that's
And
what
we can,
it's a
we
classic
can
case.
use that as a, because what you are sharing is really inspiring,
Because
But I'm just struggling. Let me kind of, if I can, with the permission of the professor, if I can,
please, Yogi, always
reflect. In the case, it's a very interesting episode of a professor going for writing a case, and he is kind of angry. So if you see, there's a mention that after he came back from Apollo Chennai, he returned as a madman, which
Yes.
means he did not enjoyed the whole episode, and he had this angst against some from the institute to say that why don't we have more students? We want to
I
teach.
think the
We don't want to
madman meant more in terms of his head was buzzing with ideas that he found at Apollo about, the resource constraint they had and yet how rapidly they had grown. They were industry leaders.
That angle is I have not.
Corporate-
So that could be a very interesting. Yeah,
hospitals.
absolutely. Yeah.
They were the
doing,
leaders.
always I realize for doing that we require a will. If you have a will, there is a way. That's what people say. Here the inspiration what you got, because there is a genuine growth opportunity in the market. There are many players. If you could able to create your values properly, the success will be assured.
Okay. Hold that thought. What did you feel was the one key takeaway from this case for you?
In fact, since I have read the third case, I can connect
You
the
assume,
dots.
assume
No,
that
in
you
fact,
haven't read
the
that.
story is similar, right,
Yeah.
across all three cases, as
Yeah.
we will see.
Yeah.
Certainly for this case, is the entrepreneurial mindset. And I think that is very, very critical, that you observe, learn, and then, experiment and try out new things for the growth of the enterprise. So in that sense, it is, how do you really get the ideas and translate that into action, something that perhaps.
Perfect. Exactly. I think I can add to that, where I think it's the whole process of growth starts with the recognition that something is amiss in my current state.
Mm.
In the 4 years, I have less students than is the demand from them. Firstly, I mean, a faculty has to entertain the companies coming for my students because there are not enough students, right? And when he goes, he sees that even with limited resources, an organization can reach where it has reached, Apollo Hospitals. So if you recognize that there is a problem, is only when your mind will get down to creating additional value propositions, and hence growth will happen. Professor Rohit, over to you. What would you say to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think it's a switch in the mindset and the way you look at a particular problem. But I think in this case, that aspect of coming back with that experience, asking some kind of a wish list to the director and then seeing that getting translated in a span of about 2 years. And also, if you look at the end of the case, it's very nicely connect to the next case on the checklist part.
Yes, yes.
So if you see that, once you are in a position of taking responsibility of being the PGP chair, and PGP chair is a very, very important position, and taking that position at a time when the batch is kind of increasing threefold, which means you are suddenly put into a leadership position and you have to execute, and you are kind of also figuring out how will I go about executing it,
Yeah.
right? So that element also gets reflected when we read the last part of the case. So I think
Did
it's
all
a very
three of you notice, since you mentioned PGP chair, did you notice that the initial response of the person who had the power to take this decision to make the increase, who was that position of power? That was the director. And the director was not interested. So actually, the key person responsible was not interested for whatever reasons. One doesn't have enough case facts to say this was the reason on why she wasn't interested, but it was the people. I mean, I'm using the word lower down, but just in terms of hierarchy, who felt the need for it because of their exposure to Apollo. And therefore, they decided to go ahead and they pushed this
him.
director until she said, "Kariya, whatever you want to do, just go and do it." Yeah, very interesting that, and this is real life. What happens in the corporate world also.
I realize one more thing. Probably you could share your views. Unfortunately, we talk about competition. Actually, which is I don't feel as a competition at all. I will tell you what prospect or what perspective I'm talking about. If I am Kozhikode increase the intake 30 to 300, that time they could have benchmarked with IIM Bangalore or Ahmedabad. Probably they might have around 500, 600. Hardly 20 institutes or maybe plus private institute, 50 institute or maybe we put 100. Entire population, if we talk about, not even close to lakh student. But when you see real population, real growth rate, real thing, it is in crores. Actually, what happening is somewhat I realize, Rohit, I wish you to share your views. We talk about competing with incompeting people. End of the day, we realize that we try to do something. This is what same thing happening everywhere. If I'm going to start a company, I'm not going to compete with HLL or PNG. Example, if I'm starting FMCG. Example, tomorrow I'm going to start one. Example, I'm giving layman example. If I'm going to start some like toffee biscuits or biscuits or anything. And everything there are only 3 players or many people are unorganized. Why we should compare about them? You create a business every year, you go to CAGR, even 100%, your growth will be commendable because we have to see what is the market size and growth rate and how much market is growing.
So I think
If you
somebody,
compare with only
an
3 players,
interesting quote.
this is absolutely, that's what I feel in strategy. We are all talking about competition, which is absolutely irrelevant. I don't want to talk about competition at all because I am started a business with example. I'll give one example. I started with 3 lakh rupees, but everybody say, "Are Srini, there are marketing 1,000 people in the consulting, there are 1,000 top 4 are there who will come to you." I'm least bothered. Either I'm not going to work with top 4, I'm not going to work about the individual training. I know what I am, what I'm going to do. That 3 lakh has become 3 crore in less than a year. I realized I could able to grow even 6 crore also. But for that, I don't require anything investment part, it will go bigger. It's intellectual if you know how to put your plan in proper action. There is absolute return, and we don't need to worry about what is that market is doing, how the company is doing, and nothing to do with that. Even though when I'm in same business, that may give certain ideas. Probably those ideas will give me opportunity how I can able to do better than that. If I go anywhere consulting, I take top 4 and try to do because I'll get 100% I get a business more. Because top 4 charges 40 crore. I will give example. I think people are recording. One of the Navaratna do all consulting companies with top 4. And they made a wonderful strategy formulation for 40 crore they charged it. But end of the year, almost 10th month, they don't know how to implement because they charge only for strategy formulation. And now what I am doing it, wherever the top 4 goes, I will go there, I'll say how to implement. And trust me, 2 major tickets are coming in the pipeline.
That is a
That
strategy
is
a lot of the specialized consulting firms do. They just follow where
They
McKinsey
just
is
to follow
going.
the ready-made template with the industry sector agnostic, and they try to make 300-page plan, which make absolutely irrelevant.
Okay.
Probably we'll have to rework ourselves how to teach strategy to the B-school student, something with reality. You know, I'm not saying that don't ignore the competition, but definitely that gives a better, but you should know how to manage the competition better.
So I think they say that in India, it's not a question of which piece of pie. It is the entire pie, which pie you want to go for. It's not a huge one.
Huge and growing at such rapid rates. You were trying to give us a quote.
Yeah, that's the quote actually. I'm saying.
Okay, for the pie, growing pie. Okay, I think we've thrashed this up really well, and it leads on to the second case. Which of you was doing the second case now? Rohit, you're going to.
Yeah. So I will be taking the second case. But before that, there's a very interesting quote at the end of the case, which talks about one of the board members saying adding FMS MBA into BHU MBA.
Yeah.
I'm kind of struggling to get why a board member would make such kind of a statement. Is it to do because if you look at FMS, still I think has only 30 seats. I'm not sure if they increased to 60, right? And BHU MBA. So I'm not able to relate BHU MBA. So if anybody can help explain what would have been meant by the board member saying adding FMS MBA into BHU MBA.
I think the English was a little inappropriate.
Instead of English inappropriate, no,
Into ki
No, no.
jagah.
I have put it different way, man. If you go any board meeting,
Hmm.
there'll be few nuts like this.
No, but I'm just trying to relate to this
If
whole
there is
idea.
no nuts like that, there is no fun in the meeting.
This
I-
happened.
I can be telling you, Rohit, I always say it's different. You know why? Because if you are looking beauty, when can you say when you are looking beauty, there should be some worse than looking aspiration than you. Then when the people say you are looking good. If everybody is looking good, I will look behind
A
you.
relative perspective.
Right? So, when somebody, when I'm talking about meeting, happens in most of the meetings, Whenever I go for something like the people say, sir, this is what they try to bring some irrelevant people into the discussion. I said that makes my argument much more stronger. When you are talking about FMS, what we talk about, or whatever the BHU, they intake is 30 students, they charge 40,000 rupees fees, entire revenue not even, when I talk about not even 4 lakhs, 1.2 crore, when I do it at IIM Indore or Lucknow or anything, that time the fees was 12 lakhs. See the income what we talk about, what is the infrastructure what we talk about, and what is the faculty intake, how much we are going to talk about. My perspectives are different. You can't compare. If you want to compare it, it should be, I always say, competition, what happened, segment only competes. This question I always encounter because I am coming from similar institute like FMS. I am from JBIMS. People always say, what's your plan? How are you going to compete with IIM? Why should I going to talk about IIMs? In fact, they have 200 acre, 100 acre, they created more liability. My business model, they can't repeat. What I do, you can't able to repeat because as you said, right, I am a different pie altogether. You can't able to come into my pie. In my B school, today if I talk about, I'll give you example. My vacation starts from May 10th. I will be back to institute only on June 30th. What it is? Why are you talking about IIMs? My model.
No, for IIMs also we have got from 1st of April to 30th May, 60 days vacation.
60 days. Now, again, exactly here, that's what it comes. Then we talk about infrastructure, faculty development. What we do it. I can't able to compare. For example, now my book is coming, Rohit. I started your WhatsApp.
Yeah, I'm eagerly waiting. I thought that it's already published, but
case studies. Exactly, I differ with your KK sir because KK sir is always knowledge needs to be commoditized. Because he give knowledge as a free. But unfortunately, Routledge, we make knowledge as a brand. That's why they are selling my book 200 pages for 20,000 rupees.
Oh,
The
lovely.
Routledge book is costing 155 euros. But we do it in Bajaj. If Rohit has done this book as a co-author, Ranchi would have paid him at least 3-4 lakh as a faculty benefit.
Yeah,
Appraisal.
missed opportunity.
That's an opportunity. In Bajaj, we don't get anyone. But still we do. End of the day, what value creation you are adding to the society is much more important. But I never said that nobody is adding value. Everyone has the value. Everyone knows what business they operate. Everyone knows the scope of business. Let's work on it. What is the question of, do you think I can able to compete? Okay. Absolutely, I can't able to compete. Even I can't copy his hairstyle also. That he created a unique. So everyone has a uniqueness, right?
But anyway, I think here what they are trying to say is that it's like adding two institutions. So that must
In
try
one.
you could achieve actually, because I think both must be.
Maybe that's the, I think, yeah,
that is
that's
the kind of
and
thing.
maybe the board member also belongs to either FMS or BHU. That could also
I
be.
think you say that it's combining
The
strength
strength
of
of
these
these
two.
two, yeah. I just took those names for the number's
Right.
sake, but I
Yeah.
hope it didn't have any other meaning.
Yeah.
But interesting point, yeah. I also laughed when I read that. Let that pass.
But so currently, how much strength you have?
And-
JBMS, I have a full-time MMS 150 to 2 300. MSc Finance 40 to 280. MHRD 13 to 2. So evening I have a executive MBA program plus PhD. Almost 1200 students.
And you still sit there at 4.
Churchgate.
Yeah, Churchgate. Unilever has moved now, but you are still.
Yeah, that is HDFC.
Okay.
Thank you.
I am from IIM Kozhikode. Currently, I am vice chancellor of
What's your name?
Quran K. Quran.
Fantastic. I teach in IIM.
I am in the
Last 12 years. Last time I did that. Mumbai campus,
next time when come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did Mumbai campus.
Huh?
Mumbai campus.
Mumbai, you are at Mumbai campus, no? So you teach in Mumbai campus, not in Indore.
Sometimes I complete there also.
Okay.
But mainly in the Mumbai campus. Because I am Kozhikode classmate. So through inspiration. Now people see, Rohit, let this case 2 more perspectives of how the industry is changing. Yeah, off the record we'll discuss. I am Kolkata director, came from university system to director of IIM, Kolkata.
Yeah.
Rai sir. Another live example sitting here, I am Kozhikode professor, moved into pro vice chancellor. Yeah, now the trend is going. Earlier, what trend happens? It's a reverse.
3 of my other colleagues are also vice chancellor now.
That's what reverse migration happening, no? Reverse globalization has happened.
But I just want to hear your experience because, in a
Yes,
university system.
At the comfort zone of IIM, irrespective of that so-called infrastructure, package, publication, whatever it is, why people are moving out to the university system?
Well, I think it's, I like to hear views from sir that, typically in India, universities are in a very different resource configuration, specifically from a, from a financial standpoint, right? So I wonder how to cope up because, the challenges of a university system is very different compared to an IIM system. I think most of the IIMs in the country are sitting with about 400 to 500 crores of corpus. So financially, they are not kind of constrained. But I think in university, I think that is a big challenge. So how to then mobilize a system where you have these kind of constraints? I think it could be a very interesting learning to reflect on.
Yeah.
And also the politics, right? So academics, I think, is the most politically driven institution where you have people who would be there for maybe 4 decades, 3 decades, and the kind of promotion that we see for a teacher, the promotion is only twice in a career, right? Assistant to associate, associate to full, and then of course you can then take on other responsibilities. And also this expectation of the society where the expectation is that you're a teacher, so you focus on teaching, not anything else, right? You can't talk of business, you can't talk of other aspects. So in that environment, and specifically with all the regulations and if you look at the UGC norms, I think it's quite challenging for a person to step from away from a.
Basically, what we discussed.
So what's your experience? I
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to
what I
hear
said.
quickly from.
We
Yeah.
work on constraints. If you work in university system, we don't get anything, but still we do. If you go to Reliance, even today there is official data.
Hmm.
People who worked in PSUs or government, they'll get red carpet welcome to Reliance. The
They
reason
are
is
welcome.
very intelligent people, they work on constraint with a low package. When you take those people, you can check out Reliance Metro, you
Yeah,
take
yeah.
any division, that is a trend what Reliance does. In fact, even Naresh Goyal did in Jet Airways also. If you see all aggressive corporate, they try to take PSU or government people
The
because
medical sector,
limitation, they work on constraint.
the medical sector, AIIMS, and all these medical institutes have
I'll
been
tell you
the.
why I come to the point.
Yeah.
Now, why IIMs are now getting into trouble according to me. I don't want to name it because I also got into 2 IIMs. Because of government leadership, too many constraints are coming up. Instead of working constraints, now they are giving an opportunity with a better package. Obviously, if you go to Vice Chancellor level, Pro Vice Chancellor level, the package reaching into crores. And they are all institute builders. If I'm an institute, I'm a just professor. Maybe I'll go for Scopus, ABDC index for another 2 paper rigor publication, 2 PhDs. And today, because of that, IIMs also moving into typical, I don't call it as IIM culture, they are moving out of like a university culture. Example, NEP karo, usme se ye karo, wo karo. If I do the same work, I can do it in corporate. I'm in private business school, I'll get more. When my limitation is reaching towards assistant professor to, as you said, right? I know many IIMs professors, they don't get promotion within IIMs. They have to move other out IIMs to go. Because of the number of faculties are so high, 80 faculty, they can't put everybody in the same basket. If they put it, that become a restriction. For example, I know Rohit. I always discuss with him in Ranchi. Very amazing, capable guy. But I always tell him we should move, then only we'll try to go fast. And private people are recognizing the talent, they are paying high. Already getting offers, everybody, I'm sure. If there are people sitting here, if you are getting an offer at
No, but I think, Shindy, what also happens is that, see, once you are spending in the IIM system, I think a couple of things are there that maybe motivate you to take on responsibilities of being a VC in a university, right? I'm sure Sir would be in lean, right? So he would not have left his position in the IIM system. Because then you get and challenge yourself to maybe create an impact which otherwise you cannot create within an IIM system, unless, of course, become a director in an IIM system, right? So I think this whole mechanism that exists where you have the option of moving out, taking an independent role outside, and you are doing it within the realms of the Ministry of Education in that sense. So you are going on lean, you are stepping out for 5 years, and maybe you are gaining that administrative knowledge of running an institution. Hopefully that will help you to become a better director when you join back and join another IIM as a director. So I think it's a kind of I would say a stepping stone, if you like, to get back into a slightly more administratively charged position back in the IIM system. So I think that's and I think
That's true.
the universities are definitely going to benefit from the expertise. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole idea of this extraordinary leave or lien that we have. But I think some of the faculty members are leaving IIM for good. They are resigning and going. But yeah, by and large, actually, people go on lien. I am on lien. So I intend to go back to IIMK after a couple of years. And the whole idea is that, you get different challenge, as you were saying. And also maybe possibly some impact if you are in a position to be in a leadership position. So I think that's the incentive at times. But yeah, of course, there are a lot of issues that are now sort of coming into IIM, which perhaps were a little away till about two decades before. And bureaucracy, which was hardly there actually earlier, but is now seeping in. So that's a very unfortunate part. But yeah, still, I think I still believe that most of the IIM still has this culture or the systems where an academic is an entrepreneur. So you can do your own training, consulting, even I mean, research incentive is not a great thing, but
Hmm.
it allows you to do your own work, and based on your own expertise, you can actually earn money.
But sorry to stop. I don't know. I believe these schools, especially in India,
Yeah.
they should move out of the research so-called the weightage what they are giving, because 80% publication what is happening today it's a fake. Pay money and do that. And management B school, we are not like a scientist where we can do really the research capability and competency which is required. We do management level. How many models to really create? I think we should give less weightage to the, probably we'll give more weightage to the consulting part, maybe training part, maybe the policy documents in those areas.
But I would beg to differ. If we could produce better research, I think not just the corporate world, but public at large would benefit.
Ma'am,
No,
I'm with
we
you.
still read the
Ma'am,
HBR.
I'm with you.
Why?
Ma'am, I'm with you. There is no argument second. What I said.
But if we
Research
take
is
the
must.
if
I
we
never
take
said
the
take it.
weightage
I said-
away from it, तो कुछ भी नहीं
I never
होता
said
है।
weightage zero. But unfortunately, what's happening is today, I can sure everybody will accept. There are academicians publishing it in ABTC or Q1, QC. What category are we doing? What management topic are we doing? Is it real? Instead of that, we can do another two. If we are in a private public university system,
So see,
I
the
can get another 10 PhD students.
real problem is that publications have become targets.
Targets. That's what killing it.
It is not happening out of passion.
Passion.
And interest. So the problem that you take up for research is not relevant at all,
Not at
just for the sake of publication. And there's an interesting principle called Woodhard's principle. Woodhard is an economist, and what he says is that when measure becomes target, measure ceases. It ceases to be.
I thought it was
measure.
only in the pharma industry where this was happening.
So now actual
research
publications have
and-
become part of
Exactly.
academic. So that is a real problem actually. So real research, and in fact, let me remember Professor Krishna Kumar, what he said many years before when I was at IIM Kozhikode. He was also at IIM Kozhikode. And he asked me a question. He says that is research an input or output? So I was just wondering what kind of question is this? Then in his own style, he explained that many people today actually equate research as output, which is publication. But everything an academic does has to be well researched. So even if you go to class, you have to do research. Even if you write a case, you have to do research. So whatever you do is
Research is an input. Yeah.
So publication is only one form of output of the research, but everything that an academic does has to be more inquiry focused, more driven by curiosity. So yeah, I mean, maybe we are becoming senior citizen. Like morning, there was a topic, so we are lamenting on what is happening now.
I know.
But maybe something wrong is happening. I don't know. Or earlier it was better.
Rohit, do you think we should go to the second case?
Sure. Yes, I think, yeah, looking at the time.
I'm aware
Yeah.
that you are the one with the time restriction.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think luckily I've tried to push most of the things that was to be done is there. But anyway, I think I can manage. Just give me
Right. So who's
a
doing
minute.
this?
I'm doing the second case. So I'm just sharing the screen with all of you. So this basically is a case which talks about the power of checklisting. So maybe I'll give you about, if it's okay, about 5 minutes to just quickly go through it so that all of you can, and then of course we can have some quick discussions on. So is the font size okay, or should I reduce, or
Perfect.
should I? Is it okay, or should I?
No, increase it, please. Even with my glass. This is so good. Is this okay for you?
This is better.
Can you read that, Srini?
Yeah.
Thanks. Srini,
Yeah.
are you in good position?
Comfortable.
Whenever you're done, we can slow.
Let me know when you want me to scroll down. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
You are comparing second thing. So you know the whole just I don't know. I was querying you actually. But this is I think that okay. 96. Oh yeah, this is good.
Yes,
sir.
Rohit, you can scroll up. Sure, you can scroll up. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, so there's an exhibit. Let me just read you. There's an exhibit that basically highlights, yeah, about year-on-year PG intake, campus development, faculty, non-teaching staff, PGP fee, and total MHRD grant.
Hmm. So the fee actually jumped from per student from 30,000 to 53,000 in that 1 year. 88, 89.
8889, if you see PGP fee, no, 59,900 to 70,000
No,
is
no,
what.
The real jump is
I'm saying
20,000 to
87.
35,000.
87.
Real jump you'll find 20,000 to
Up.
35,000.
87, 88. No, those are relevant years to me because my batch was there that time. No, I'm from Ahmedabad. And I'm seeing that 30 because I asked my batchmates and they quoted the figure of 36,000 for 2 years.
Between
That
95
is-
96.
No, 87, 89.
87, 89.
I'm
Okay.
that old. Sir.
3,000 to 5,000. Okay.
No, not 3.
Yeah.
30,000. It must be 30,000.
No, 3,075.
3,000
This-
yeah, it must be.
Is it? Yeah, I think maybe
Like that only.
it was missing, maybe.
Such a steep jump. Why would that have happened?
I think
Our scholarship amount didn't increase by that much. The fees didn't that
Like,
much.
is it 30,000 or 3,000?
No, it has to be 30,000. Must be in hundreds next figures.
If it is 100, okay.
It can't be either it's per month That's what is missing in this. You don't
The
know
data is
the
not there.
units. Yeah.
Not clear.
Yeah. So all that is not clear. But I'm
Well,
just
possibly
assuming.
it was less at that point in time.
No,
Yeah,
I know
possibly,
it was
Because see, according to me, when Moti Manoj Doshi came, I think in late 90s, that time there was a few issue.
Hmm.
And that time IIMs had increased from this 1 lakh thing
Hmm.
or something like that came around that time. And that
But
time I think it was from big jump,
Even
20,000.
that figure 30 to 53 is too steep a jump in those years. It doesn't seem to be okay because I was there in those years and I didn't hear any of the PGPs cribbing about the steep hike. That's a pretty steep hike.
Even more. See, I think
Not all their parents are funding them. Some of them were self-funded also. So I
but
would have
still,
heard
I
more.
think there was
Or maybe this
people
was-
were
sorry,
willing
this
to
is
pay
not-
the
This is not
premium.
Ahmedabad.
This is not Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
This is, I think, Lucknow is what
Yeah.
my sense is.
I also sense.
Because 83, 85 it started Lucknow.
Yeah.
And
So might be Kozhikode.
No.
Kozhikode started in 96 actually.
It can't be in the 80s.
So unless the data is
100%
disguised, I don't know.
Then
Yeah,
that's
it's 100%. Was there?
Huh?
Yeah.
So this is Lucknow 1985 Lucknow started.
Yeah.
2001 I think Calicut came in 2004. So
That's how we had the
story of
data.
Lucknow.
Yeah, sorry, Rohit, you can scroll down.
Yeah, all right. So I think since all of you have got a chance to read the case, let me start by asking a question. If you see in this case, there's definitely a description of link to the number of seats. So if I ask you, can you share your thoughts on why couldn't the institute increase the intake? What was the constraint that is highlighted in the case? Maybe we can start with Professor
Infrastructure. They are
Speaking
saying
and
that
then-
there is a poor infrastructure. Because
infrastructure.
when I go through it,
Okay.
its faculties were good, numbers were good. Faculties
Mhm.
were underutilized. According
Okay.
to even non-teaching people also underutilized because of that.
Hmm.
Only constraint what they find infrastructure is not that much. If you want to increase the student intake, the classroom,
The
so-called
mic
auditorium,
system, they're
that
complaining.
IT
about
supporting system,
Hmm.
possible because that time IIMs were looking more of the placement centers. The culture was started. Wrong, possible. I might wonder, they be worried about how to place the student. If we increase 3-time intake, and probably the grant and all, they are not mentioned. Again, that is another scope for improvement. Because that time you are getting a grant. If you are increase that is a positive side of it. If they are not increased it, that is a now you can able to, because now every IIM is self-managed, they have to manage their own funds. Now there is no option, that's why they are going in left and right. That's why the quality is so diluted. I don't want to name the institutes. If you ask the students also, sometimes they have to give local. If you ask them what is your name, they said kya bola. Even they can tell the name also. Quality is so increased.
Inclusive.
Okay, any other constraint, any other issues that was restricting the institute to grow its seats?
It could be the mindset.
Yes.
Mindset would be. Sir, there is no motivation, sir. Tell me why should I increase the intake? I'll tell you, I'll give another perspective. If I have 40 students, my salary as a director or professor so called XYZ amount. If I generate as a director 3 times revenue more, if it is a private institute, I can ask for revenue sharing or I can ask for more income. But here, even if you don't do also, you'll get the same salary. What motivation to do that?
Yeah, so see, this is where you don't get into academics if the money is the motivator, right?
Yeah.
Or you get into academia because you want to change mindset of the little students who are coming over there to be able to
But
guide them and train them.
If you want to bring that mindset, again, that's what exactly Sir said. That mindset has a both the direction. If the person who teaches to businessmen students, if you come with a charity purpose, what you teach to them on the business acumen?
So here's my thing, because all three of you are faculty members and have had academia as your main leaning. Why does a person get into academics?
I think you speculated. I don't know. Rohit wants to say something.
Yes, Rohit.
But what you speculated is the right reason. Most of, I mean, ideally, and so if you're passionate about teaching, then perhaps you will get into that, and then only you will get the right process. Because if people who go there for money, then obviously they are sort of misfit. They can go to corporate,
And
but that's
that's-
where the
Sorry for interrupting, as part of your being in academia, do you ever go through trainings? Like we go into consulting and we say middle management, skill upgradation, senior management, skill upgradation. Do we ever invest in our faculty in their
Yeah.
intellectual?
no. So what we have is an interesting model.
Hmm.
What we have is a self plan, development plan,
Hmm.
which means that we have what is called faculty development fund available to us.
Right.
And we are supposed to decide what training and development activity we should do to go ahead.
Hmm.
Because faculty member, if they are not learning, then of course, first they are learner and then they are teacher.
Hmm.
So they have to learn.
Hmm.
But two things, having done PhD and having got into the role in IIM kind of institute, they are expected to learn on their own.
Hmm.
So they are supposed to read.
Hmm.
In olden days, there used to be reader position.
Hmm.
By profession, one is a reader. So you can imagine his job is to learn. So learning is part of it, and nobody can decide. So in McKinsey, your boss can tell you that you go and do this training program because that's what the company wants. Here, my director cannot tell me what I should learn because he doesn't know what I am weak at.
Hmm.
Because my subject is marketing, he is an ODHR person, he doesn't even know. I can fail him if he takes my course, right? So he cannot know. There's no superior tool. I have to decide my own weaknesses and try to figure out how do I. So we are given funds. Now using that fund, we can buy books, we can buy ChatGPT, we can subscribe ChatGPT, we can go to foreign business school and do a federal development program, or we buy a software and experiment with that.
Here I would like to add
Have
one
you
point.
experienced
One
growth
point, what you said.
through this?
Yeah, one point I would like to add. Passionate teacher don't come for money.
Hmm.
That's okay. But institute builders, if you ask them really passionate teaching, you ask them how many chancellors, vice chancellor are teaching. So that question was once upon a time relevant, but today there is a. I hope you can able to genuinely, because I work in both the sides. Now institute builder has a different skills.
Absolutely.
And in fact, I can tell you one of the institute I want to name it. I got an opportunity to one of the foreign B schools. They gave me a package of more than crore. The new B school is coming. I said, fantastic, I am ready to. What is the profile? They said, no, you are in charge of P&L. First point. You are in charge for placements, faculty recruitment. And when they come to the so-called that KRA or job description, teaching never is there. They said teaching is done by the home institute. You are supposed to do only the host until you have to take care of this. Now, if you tell me if I'm academic passionate teaching and the institute builder, is there any role? So, what zamana mein gaya hai. Aaj ka trend is changing because now we have to identify.
So I'm saying that there are two different goals.
Now, that's what exactly I'm saying.
Academic can choose, but if you've chosen to be in academia, not institute building, if you've chosen to be a teacher, then should the
Still it is combined
responsibility
with,
not?
if you see this private discourse only says this.
Because somewhere in the previous case also one of you mentioned that a teacher, a researcher is an entrepreneur.
So I tell you.
Yeah.
So if I take a seat, I mean, this is quite shocking. Most of the corporates don't understand how academics work. And it's really fundamentally different actually model. So for example, if you take, and good that you asked this question that, you asked something interesting, why training and all that. So as I told you, there's no training. Nobody can tell me that, what should I do?
Yes, boss.
So a partner at McKinsey will not know about all the sectors, about all the industries.
Correct.
He's also specialized in something then,
Correct.
right? Now, but he still has the right to tell someone, some other junior partner, that he needs to upgrade his skills on
Yeah, but
this.
there is no senior junior here.
There
So that's the
there is
problem.
a hierarchy.
There is zero hierarchy.
Right, there is an assistant.
It's like a cricket
professor.
team, so Virat Kohli, is a cricket captain. That doesn't mean, he can advise how to bowl a bowler, right? No, he doesn't know a damn thing. And that fellow can take him for a ride. So what, he's the captain.
He falls flat. No, the team won't go anywhere if the bowler is not understanding what the vision of the captain is.
So
The
he,
team has to work in unison.
yeah,
I don't find
but-
that in the academia. Where is it going wrong?
no, there's nothing going wrong.
Well,
Or maybe
because-
right now, maybe things like that.
Because
The only way, so
pace with the requirement of the industry, the output is.
I think
is
I
the
tell you, so
students.
if you tell that captain is going to tell bowler how to bowl,
Not
He
how
is
to
not going
bowl,
to bowl.
not how to bowl, but the strategy is decided together in that room. That
no,
you
so
will-
which bowler will come, to play
Right,
would be
Right.
decided.
And you choose according to the pitch. Okay, I want a spinner or I want a fast bowler or I will bring in the spinner when this batsman comes.
Now,
in.
the interesting part that happens is, even in cricket, if you look at,
Mhm.
it is basically the hurdle. I don't know whether it's just a symbolic or not.
Mhm.
But in academia, what happens is the peers decide.
Mhm.
It's not the hierarchy.
That's okay.
It's a lateral
Yeah,
thing.
that's
So, every decision that is taken, who will teach what course, is decided by the peers. What would be in the course outline, decided by the peers. So that is the key. It is not the
This is
hierarchy.
For the corporate world.
No,
also.
corporate
It's a-
hierarchy. The boss decides.
Here also decides very.
Madam, one second.
easily.
Now that
That
these
is
schools
why-
are shifting completely into business model, let's accept it that this is the reality
That is right.
is, let's accept the reality. Good teacher is one, what you said, no, they come for this one category. That number is going down. Today, strategy was survival of fittest. You have to take an institute as an institute builder, balance sheet and all. Their teaching skills will help you to become a good administrator. I can put it that way, college too. If you have a good teaching skill, if you work in the
There
environment,
is a good model, there's a bad.
bad model.
So what he's saying is where
The
the
shift
academic
is-
shift is happening, so I don't deny that. But is that a good model? Certainly not. What is considered to be a good model in academia is slowly getting diluted. But that model is very fundamental different. Let's say, for example, academic as an entrepreneur, when you say, I don't know, maybe it is quite possible that in private organizations, there is great variation of salary
The
in
same
a particular band,
Yes, absolutely.
but it is still decided by the superior. Your boss will decide, even in McKinsey, partner will have a say. Now come to this academia. You come to IMK as on today. And this is much diluted version when Professor Krishna Kumar professed. Is that the salary of an academic, if you take 3 assistant professors, okay, and ask them what is the salary would be more or less similar, except few increments here and there. But if you take that form 26 AS, you will see that one professor, assistant professor is earning more than the professor. Right? It doesn't happen in McKinsey or any company today. It is happening in MAC. Now that is what is an entrepreneur.
Nice.
I can earn three times
consulting.
the salary that I am given by the institute. Institute does not have a right to say. I tell you, a professor was asked, many years before, a question by the director that it was almost 2 years, and you have not taught a course.
Single course, yeah.
So, you must teach, even your colleagues are saying that in the area that you are not teaching a course. I have some other projects and other work I am working on major research. So, the director must have courage and says that professor, getting salary.
Mhm.
So the professor says that I have given my name to the institute for the salary that you are paying. The rest will leave it to me.
True.
So it's a very different ball game, and every money earned by a faculty member, the institute is earning. So, but institute cannot tell me. There is no authority which can tell me as a faculty member what I should do,
Upgrade.
because I am paying money to the institute. Institute is not paying, and that's the
And that's where the
entrepreneurship. When this
dynamics
practice
are.
on today.
क्या हुआ सर? लाइट जल
You
गई?
say, is it owned by you? Doesn't.
Wow. Oh.
And नीचे जाकर देखो
These are solar power.
Hmm?
Solar power.
This is what I said during your COVID. You do all these things. It's one thing I learned from Islam, honestly. And what I want to learn from you is one thing which I want to learn, you always. I always tell you what is
All these conversations come down to the mood panel.
because it's true. I learned from him. He created a only pattern. When you teach value chain, my faculty from very value chain, they were happy. But one person, as you said, he changed my life. Because when I called people function, people person to this.
One person is waiting on you.
Other function you can. This idea is because of the knowledge, they don't get both.
Are
When I was young,
your student is waiting.
I know.
No, he's the professor right now. We are the students.
Acha, he is third person.
Through him.
We are discussing the power of the checklisting case,
Checklisting,
second case.
and the participants are actively
Still happening.
discussing some very important aspects.
And so this.
Yeah. The sessions were so good.
ठीक है.
So anyway, I think so interesting. Checklists are
And very relevant to our day-to-day lives. Our to-do lists are nothing but these kind of checklists. And as long as we are updated on our schedules and our to-do lists, I think we keep achieving because there's a blueprint in front of us.
Even if you have a 4-5 bullet point in checklist,
Yeah.
that makes instead of better 0 to.
Yes.
I realize that also.
Absolutely.
Really, the checklist, what the KK said, in fact, I still remember. He said once, for his daughter marriage, he made a 6-page checklist.
Hmm.
Starting from flower wala to what he has done. Even now, also. So checklist, it's a fabulous
Very
thing.
powerful tool, yeah.
Especially when you go to the client side, wherever you go for interaction, in front of them, if you write checklist and put it into bullet point, they feel this guy is doing something good. Even though if you say everything, ChatGPT, we can everything, even writing in smart notebook and all. Instead of that, if you write it pen down and do checklist, what needs to be done? End of the meeting. That
And I feel during our PhD thesis writing and data collection, we all, I don't know if you did quanti or quali kind of research. तो हमने तो quali research में would be looking and writing the notes over here, and that just gets you trained into doing that. Rohit, what's your take on the case? You haven't had it.
Okay, so I think a very interesting discussion. I think of course we kind of got slightly lost in terms of discussing some fundamental questions about why does a person chooses to get into academics, which is also relevant. And then of course this discussion on trying to connect with, can academics work in similar fashion as a corporate does, specifically from a hierarchy and relationship standpoint. And I think I completely agree. It's a very different kind of a setup. Everybody reports to the director, even though they are assistant, associate, or full. Everybody reports to the director. So there's no reporting of an assistant to an associate or associate to a professor. So it's a very structurally a very different kind of setup. But having said that, I think the point that you were trying to highlight was how do somebody look for enhancing the skills of the faculty at large. So there are now, I think, as Sir was suggesting, funds for faculty to avail. But there's also this mechanism where the faculties are sent out for training. So, for example, at IIM Ranchi, we have this policy that every year 2 faculties would be sent to Harvard Business School for doing participant-centered learning.
Yes.
So, I was kind of beneficiary of that in 2017 when I went to Harvard for a participant-centered training. Then I went to Shanghai for the training. And the idea is that if I'm investing, 10 lakhs on a faculty for a course, that is going to get distributed to 60 and 120 and 180 students, right? So it makes sense to invest in the faculty members so that they kind of, they delivers best what can be delivered in a particular
There has
subject
to
area.
be a responsibility
mechanism.
on my
Yeah,
institution to help me upgrade myself. It can't be self-determined because
Correct. Yeah.
I'm earning more than what the institute is giving me. So why would I want to do
But I
that?
think now what has also happened across the newer IIMs, they are having these work norms which have to be fulfilled by all the faculties. And this work norm is I would say, a combination of teaching, research, and consulting.
I
So you
see.
have to allocate some hours for teaching, you have to have certain points through research, and you have to contribute academically and administratively for certain roles, including consulting and MDP. So I think now there is a system that is kind of designed to ensure that this work norm for a faculty, so that they are not kind of doing only one thing. So they are kind of helping in institutional building and development by teaching, research, and consulting. So that mechanism is now in place. All right, so let's come back to the case. I'll
Yeah.
just maybe take about 5-7 more minutes. So I think in the case, what do you think was the turning point? So we discussed this question of the constraint.
So
What do you think was the turning point in this case?
What was the
Yeah,
turning
like
point in
it
this
is,
case? Please ask him.
See, the turning point again, madam, it's a strategic leadership and thinking, thought process. And
Okay.
if you have to put it down and if you want to do that is a real game changer. See, everybody talks. Somebody leader visions and put it in paper and try to implement. That is a thing which we found.
Very good. So what Prashin is saying, that maybe that idea of having a checklist was a turning point. And once we take that as a turning point, a very interesting thing happens is that was there actually a change in strategy or change in resources? Not necessarily, right? But it helped them to kind of see what exactly needs to be done,
Yeah.
and it also helped bring that accountability which was missing, right? So I think this.
Implementation also must have been facilitated, not just the strategizing, but also its implementation must have got facilitated by that.
In checklist, what you do, what needs to be done, we'll chart it down. There is a time gap also. Within 3 months, I want to do, 6 months, I want to. Then what you are doing, plan of action. So that is a real game in the space.
The schedule.
The leadership will take initiative, the thought process,
And
pen it
then-
down. Not only formulating, how are implementing. The both things are synchronized in this case.
So tell me, from where this idea of checklist came? Was it from the board? Was it from the director, or from a faculty?
100% it comes from the director, neither not from chairman or not from faculty according to me.
No,
Because
no,
direct,
here it is.
So in this case, who suggested that a checklist to be made?
Faculty members said we have developed the expertise of telling how things can't be done. If you ask the question next February, it's faculty driven.
the faculty driven. The faculty who has a vision to become a director. I want to put it that way.
So,
Not indirect.
so Professor Shirni, just see the beauty of this case. It is a very good case to talk about strategic leadership at a middle level, right? Where a faculty is kind of suggesting and indicating, right, and displaying a quality of a strategic leader to say that if you want to execute, this is what the path should be.
That's it. Not the current director in the case. The person
but he was the faculty there.
faculty. You always remember.
We have the protagonist with us. So I can take the liberty of asking the protagonist to share his experience.
Sorry, I would like to reframe the word. Sorry. When I say director means not with the current director in the case. The protagonist is a professor, became a director.
Correct.
That
So
vision.
so the suggestion came from his standpoint, right, which indicates that if you want to teach strategic leadership, I think it's not only for the TMT or the top management team, it's also for the middle managers and the senior managers. So I think that's what the essence of this case is. I'm looking at the clock. We just have 15 more minutes left to wrap up the session, and we are left with one more interesting case. So I think if everybody is okay, we can move to the third case.
Absolutely.
All right.
So I think that's a very long case.
What is the case? That's very short.
I mean, it's about 4 longer compared to the previous.
What we've done, yeah.
Number of words.
longer compared to.
Action wise, this shortest.
So.
What are the third case all about? Just give synopsis of it. Raviji, that'll be
Do
easier.
you remember the fun case?
Yeah.
Now the third case is about how that got implemented, how the resources were tackled.
Deploy. Okay,
Whether-
fantastic.
But in a different way.
In a, yeah,
I mean, practically, and it's in reality.
yeah, actually what happened.
So this is,
But I have one doubt. Normally we say strategy can't be replicated. Isn't it? So if you try something in X, can you try to do Y?
no,
Will it
yeah,
happen?
it is not that it cannot be replicated, but every time you have to analyze the situation and then
No,
decide
they have
whether
to-
it is same thing is possible.
the elements of strategy may be same,
That's
but
no,
you
just a discussion.
model.
Ask this question. Nothing.
आप इट सीपी जरूरी है because सर्विस टेक्निक का पता नहीं रास्ता
Now we need to run.
So the case is titled, I mean, I would like to ask this question, why this case is titled as the power of interior design?
Cosmetic change. That's what I understand from the title.
That's right.
Not a structural change, it's a cosmetic change because everything has a resource. How we do within it?
This is not really case. So it is not. What you said, title से क्या समझा मैं? Title से बताया. I don't know what is there. Then misleading it title.
Okay.
It is real.
It is about interior design.
It's real. All this because of interior design. But later I found it was not because of interior design, it was because of Tata's toilet. You know, I can't forget that. Students, all of them started pleading for giving this hostel once again, in second year also,
Right.
because they found this is the only hostel in the institute which has attached toilet and dressing room. And sofa set and geyser and this thing. So I never realized that why I am losing on double occupancy hostels by making single occupancy when the students are very interested in having double occupancy because there is a attached toilet.
Correct.
मैं सुनकर इंटीरियर डिजाइन की वजह से आ गया चलो
So, Professor Rohit, have you read this?
I'm just going through it quickly. I was just scrolling down and I was just trying to.
we can do vertical reading quickly. We can do that.
तो साइज बढ़ा दो फॉन्ट का
बढ़ा दिया सर काफी बढ़ा हुआ
इसमें
Is
सब
better?
ओबीसी कोटा वगैरह सब है।
वही पढ़ा
वो टाइम आरटीआई कितना है आपका टेंथ पे? आरटीआई वगैरह था? आरटीआई वगैरह था डायरेक्ट टू
IMP money
Why? We increased, we made the requirements for RTI.
IMP is
I always say
this
so.
guy's name.
That time
He's
They
disguised.
give 2 years, we completed 2 years.
that's what I said no. When Dart Bradford was playing, there is no third player, third umpire. Other than that, for them, that we are world class batsmen. Same thing. That time University IIM and all autonomous, there is no RTA problem. आज का हर जगह पर RTA कैसे नहीं कर सकता? That time it's free, you know. Whatever I am director thing, they do it. अभी आप करने को बोल दीजिए सेम केस नहीं होगा आरटीए बुलाएगा केस डालेगा
No, but this is more than what was required. So, you would have gone to the other ions. Right? Other ions would have considered.
This is also highlighting how we bargain with the central government as director. You know, they were not giving land for our expansion. So we said, land नहीं देंगे तो पानी नहीं तो हम इसे छोटा कैसे complete करेंगे? This value they understood and gave 25 acres land permission and also money to buy it. We used 10 acres for water, rest farm and the building, multi-story building. On plain. We did not have plain land. This is the first time we got plain land. And we made 3-4 story buildings.
Wow.
And the new hospitals are very different.
Wow.
Nobody realizes so this Kota was a boon for IMP.
It's a classic case. I remember we discussed in
Use some magic stick to do that.
what time is the first movement? There is no improvement, not high times. Market was changing, there is data. Everything there is the time, the strategic fit. Whatever he has done.
But you know, to be able to identify that this can be done is where the brain part.
No, it is very.
Because that environment.
That is not exactly what it is.
Not used to say was, do you know the sources at your disposal? If you have that idea, ये हमारा faculty एक कीवर्ड को 4 कोर्स पढ़ा देगा. I don't need anything. I need fiscal infrastructure.
So Mantra Ghosh used to work a lot with C.K. Prahlad. Remember, sir, their research on strategic management, mind-blowing papers they wrote, they published in that strategic management
And
journal.
then away from India.
Yes, and they
I
learned.
told Prahlad, that's what he told me. In 2008, he came for a competition. I said, he said, KK, can you give me 4 or 5 good research scholars? We want to come and do some pioneering research in India. So you got to research scholar बचा ही नहीं. So just say वो सब USA में चले गए. You are
Follow
being
कर
too-
गए.
you are being too harsh. You have run away from campus. Can you?
That's a branding for.
तुम्हें कहाँ से होता है? कहाँ से ना सकते? कैसे करते हैं? तो मुझे ये लगता है इस कंट्री में रह के जो आप करते हैं, that is not more difficult than what people think in other countries.
हम अपना जितना काम करते हैं सर जुगाड़ से करते हैं. We just have to keep on doing it till the time we are able to make the impact.
तो ये इसमें बड़ी अच्छी बात होती है हमारे सारे दूसरे colleagues, directors. तो कैसे तुम्हारे पास बड़े ट्रांसपेरेंट है? कौन से जादू की छड़ लगा दी?
Hello, magic stick that you use.
और देखो इससे फंडिंग में कितना फर्क पड़ता है? Instead of
10 lakhs is moved to 20.
student intake, जब student intake बढ़ता है ना,
इनकम भी बढ़ते हैं.
तो student का जो पैकेज है, वो बढ़ जाता है.
सर ये आपने स्टैटिस्टिक्स का
हाँ।
प्रिंसिपल यूज किया है.
हाँ।
कोइंसिडेंस तो नहीं हो रहा था.
नहीं.
उस समय इकोनॉमी ग्रोथ हो रही है.
अरे 2008.
अच्छा.
I think
That's why
because
you-
there are large number of students,
The larger companies are
Uh,
coming to.
Now it is reverse.
otherwise if you have 30
Now
students,
it's reverse. If you have more students, don't expect more company income because every college increases. Now who's having less? Like FMS,
Means
Bajaj,
will be-
they have less students, they will get more advantage than this current.
This is what people understand. You cannot grow fast if you don't maintain the quality.
Absolutely.
But sir, what I didn't realize that this is true for India, that the student fees is one of the major sources of the top line for an institution.
Sir,
That's
so
the
he's
only
dead against two fees.
source of.
I
I mean, other consulting and all that different
Consulting
training and all. No, but
percentages
funding तो नहीं है.
नहीं है अभी. And he is dead against two fees. But why IM should start 20 lakhs? See, if you are asking, we will start.
Yes,
In fact, I remember
agree.
Sir is very dead against.
I-
RC Bhargava meeting.
Ah,
RC Bar.
I agree with him completely.
Maruti Suzuki का ना.
हाँ.
भार्गव साहब ने पूछा,
मालूम?
"Hey,
It's an interesting story. I was there with him.
then why you are here? If you are losing, then why you are here?" Oh, no, sir, they are mad fellows.
Rohit, you understood the joke?
No, I missed the last line. So why you are here? What was the response?
In 2008, Bhargava committee came.
Sir, again.
वो बोला कि अरे बड़ा मुश्किल काम है, नहीं क्यों नहीं आप लोग करते हैं? मैंने साहब इतना आसान नहीं है सब करना.
Hmm.
You know, I am losing 18,000 rupees per month from my pocket out of 54,000 rupees. That is my salary.
Hmm.
Then why you are here? I said, they are mad people. I'm mad. This doesn't make any logic for me to continue here. I can fully go to IIM Lucknow, be a professor, but be at my place, be with my family. My wife is, confined to bed. She can I'm saying, coming back. So, उन्होंने जो बोला, मैंने कहा, instead of appreciating that I am facing this problem, still continue. You should know I'm here. So,
गाड़ी लेके आया
हाँ, बेटे वहीं आ जाओ, हैं? ठीक.
So when you talk about checklist, now I observe it.
बेटे,
Washroom.
खड़े रहो.
Then we can
Just
check.
have a correct idea.
Rogi,
Yeah.
Rogi, I will give you one small observation which happened couple of minutes before.
Hmm.
The role of checklist, right? Just I use
Okay.
washroom. In the
Okay.
washroom, I find toothpaste number 1, brush,
Yes.
comb, oil.
That's the power.
There is the washroom of KKS's bedroom guest room. Checklist is made printout, which is there in the washroom also. See that how meticulous he is.
Which is amazing. Yeah, hats off to him. Yeah.
I observed just now, sir. I'm बढ़िया है.
And power,
Checklist
and power
properly.
interior designing.
Sir, yeah. No words, sir.
So Bhargava, even that story is, I mean, in the same meeting, perhaps it happened. When he says that, the fees of the institute should be as much as the last person should pay. So 300,000 students write CAT common exam admission test. So the last person, whatever is winning, that's the market-based pricing that we should have. Why shouldn't you have, how will you recover the cost? What process asked him is that, so what is the cost of your life? Suppose if you fall sick and if the surgeon asks you that, I'll charge you as much as you can pay to survive. Will you pay? How is that fair? And he was speechless actually.
Yeah.
It's true. Apollo Hospital was one of the best hospitals in 86. These venture capitalists, they ruined all the corporate hospitals.
I agree.
They started putting equity people.
Now they are coming in education.
Nothing. ये समझ नहीं आता है कि
Max Delhi wala jo hospital, run to the ground. Fortis, run to the ground. With all this VC funding,
was
what they're
telling
doing
him,
is channeling
now
money from here
These
to there.
tech companies are
Yeah.
getting into building narrative
Yeah,
that IIT, IIMs and universities are finished.
yeah.
You
It
take
is
our
not-
certificates, online certificate, and that is making you jobless.
Yes.
You don't have to go to educate. So
And
this
there
is how
are,
we see
I
driven.
know children who have given up their bachelor's degree saying, क्या करना है? ये करेंगे and we'll get up. For 5 years, they're jobless, roaming around. अच्छा खासा, they just gave
See,
up.
everybody's falling into trap because this AI has created some kind
This
of
whole,
disruption.
this whole
So
mindset.
everybody's saying something big will happen, no university will exist.
Yeah.
Everybody will be surviving with the certificates.
Like they did, remember when the computer revolution happened? Array, all the jobs have been. I was at the institute when it was happening, sir. हमारा बड़ा सा computer lab था, and
It's
वहाँ
Y2K.
monitors थे, and then Y2K happened. Much later Y2K happened, but even before that, sir, when individual desktops were just about to come in, I mean the typists and all that, but up to secretary, private secretary, stenos का job गया. We use कर रहे हैं, not we do. It's a different thing that we all learn typing and moved on.
AI का ऐसा मार्केटिंग हो रहा है.
The thing is,
मतलब आपने कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई मीटिंग द चैलेंज ऑफ AI. तो मैंने लिखा भाई लोग के मीटिंग ऑफ चैलेंज ऑफ AI बाय नेचुरल इंटेलिजेंस.
उन्होंने आपको इनवाइट नहीं किया होगा फिर.
मुझे क्यों इनवाइट करेंगे? मैं तो आया मतलब बात करिए काइंडली गेट टू नो द प्रोसेस ऑफ सबमिटिंग because you don't believe in what you teach.
What happened? What made you feel so let down by things?
मैंने common website times की launch की. And what was how can we use a logo common website of AIMS? And you know, it's a trademark and you cannot.
हम लोग बैच गेट टुगेदर के लिए आयरन का लोगो लेके लगाते हैं अपनी टी शर्ट्स पे, जो चाहता है वो लेता है लगाता है।
टाइटल पे वो बना हुआ मैंने वो लगा दिया था। उन्होंने ट्रेडमार्क है, तुम मुझे बता रहे हो ट्रेडमार्क, जाके इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट पढ़ लो, ट्रेडमार्क एक्ट पढ़ लो। आई एम डूइंग इट टू इंटीग्रेट IIMs, all IIMs in one sheet. You just need to know one IP address, iimsword.in, and you can reach any IIM.
Very interesting story. Actually, guys, I was talking one morning, no, 20,000 rupees to give it. I think we should be like this.
Which one?
That's the story of IIMs today. You also will surrender your degree.
Which one, sir?
20,500 की बेइज्जती।
Sorry?
20,000
I earned humiliation by paying 22,000 rupees.
So, which is really, I think.
मैंने उसमें जो लिखा था, लेटर जो उनके हस्बैंड ने लिखा, जो मैं बड़ा था, please come and see the institute to surrender for
So I tell you, let me tell you.
Can
So
you
the story is something like.
can you hear what we are
Yeah, I
discussing?
can hear. I'm really
Now, it is again a case, but of course, knowing him, you know, when he sent this, I could understand. So, professor is retired, and when he retired, there were only 6 IIMs or something like that. But another 11, 12 IIMs had come after.
Right.
So he said that I will go on IIM privilege, what is it called? Pilgrimage.
Pilgrim to visit.
So he says, you know, all IIMs I have to see in my life because most of them actually, you know, he wrote the DPR for
Right, right.
launching new IIMs and all that. So he said, I would like to see how are these going. So he wrote to some 11 directors of IIMs that, you know, I am retired professor and I would like to come and visit your IIM.
Yeah.
And when I come, I would like to meet you for a few hours, and then you know I'd like to meet the faculty members and like to share some experiences, and then maybe some
He's
students and all.
doing this on his own
Passion is- so you don't have to pay anything and all that.
Mostly
I will come on my own. I will stay anything. All that I require is some
Your
time
time. Yeah.
and visit to the institute as to what is come up. So I don't remember the actual numbers, but I think out of some 12 or 13 directors, about 9 of them replied, and he visited. 4 of them did not reply, so he wrote 3-4 reminders, and then finally two or three, kind of got back. And one director did not respond even after reminders. So he said that, okay, I am not going to the actual site of this new IIM. I will go to the website. So he goes to the website, and in website he finds about IIM. There is a message of the director. The director has written a big message to what he is doing, his leadership is doing to build this new institute, new IIM. And at the end of that message, he says that, welcome to this
Campus to explore.
So Professor books the ticket that one now.
Yes,
He was welcoming everyone.
So he went to experience campus.
So he booked the ticket and then wrote to director that, okay, you did not reply, but you must be busy and all that. I have gone to your website and you're welcoming everyone to visit your institute. So I have booked the ticket and I'm coming on so and so day. All I require is following checklist. The checklist is that I would require 1 hour if you are free, and then I would meet your faculty and I would visit the site and meet some students. Immediately in 3 days, the reply comes, not from the director, some AAO, Assistant Administrative Officer. It says, and it was interesting, I think he had put an exhibit also in the case. The letter said that, dear Professor Krishna, dear sir, as directed by the competent authority, you may like to note the following.
And
One,
checklist.
the director is traveling, so he will not be available to meet you. Faculty members are going for admissions, interviews for the students, so they are all traveling, so they are not there, so they cannot meet you. The students are busy with the placement, so they cannot meet you. And the site, of the new campus is under construction, and it is not safe for you to go there. So you may not come.
That is a message. Don't come. That is a message.
Can you imagine? Serious.
Student is not there, director is not there, faculty
This
is
is
not there.
happening to
Who is
ex-director.
there?
Academic also not is there.
Imagine, I said if I forward it to ministry,
हाँ क्या होगा?
director is traveling all the, उसमें ये वर्ड लिखा है, director is traveling all the time, faculty is traveling all the time. ये अगर ministry में लिख दिया
तो
तो
करना चाहिए था ना, क्यों किया?
फिर बात पे क्या वो क्वेश्चन दिए ना यही
नहीं, I missed it.
ही लिस्ट
Oh, punchline. Yes, that's the way to
I
go.
just put the ticket.
हाँ.
I'm coming on such and such date. I'm staying such and such hotel. I'll come and meet you if you are available. तो मैं कार टैक्सी लिया होटल से और इंस्टीट्यूट गया तो पुराना कैंपस था डायरेक्टर वहाँ बैठते थे और he was not there because he was traveling. Well, good. I said, but this institute इतना बड़ा नहीं हमारे जैसे इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं है. Unless there were 1,200 students here. तो मैंने उससे पूछा जरा पता हमारा इंस्टीट्यूट है क्या तो उसको गार्ड ने बता दिया तो मैं प्रैक्टिस करा वहाँ से वहाँ गया तो शाम की 5:30 बज चुके थे और इंस्टीट्यूट में जो बंद हो गया था गेट से जब तो मैं सिक्योरिटी गार्ड से पूछा तो इंस्टीट्यूट
चालू
बंद है yes it's closed तो मैंने ठीक है तो मैंने उसको अप्लाई कर दिया ये क्या मैंने स्वीट्स किसके लिए यहाँ और कोई तो है ही नहीं तो तुम ही खा लो तो बड़ा हो गया इस सामने 2-4 स्टूडेंट खड़े थे तो मैं बोला are you students? First one. The first one students, yeah, so we are first students. Have students. आप कौन? Take me as a grandfather. अपने grandchildren में देख के खुश हो रहा हूँ. I retired 12 years ago. फिर उन्होंने प्रोजेक्ट ऑफिस फोन किया फिर उन्होंने एडमिशन छोड़ दिया. The fellow has come from all the way from Lucknow to meet us and see our campus and you're not like फटाफट उन्होंने फटकार लगाई सब आगे आके मुझे दिखा दी कैंपस and then we found really picturesque campus.
Which campus was this? Sir? No, I am. He said old and new.
I
so-
Visakhapatnam.
Sorry, I meant EA. I thought.
No. तो मैं बात तो सही कैंपस में तुम्हारा बहुत अच्छा है बट तुम लोग कहते हो आज मैं ट्रैवलिंग ऑल द टाइम तो कैंपस क्यों बनाया था तो उसमें मुझे 22,500 रुपए खर्च 20,500 तो मैंने कहा 20,500 की बेइज्जती करवाने वाला अपने आप को एक ही आदमी मिलेगा वो पागल नहीं तो और क्या अच्छा मेरा ये था कि मैंने जो रिपोर्ट लिखी थी वाज इट रियली पॉसिबल इंस्टेड फंडेड एडिटिंग intake mandated in all the DPRs for 48 years. I'm writing the institute to have 540 intake and that's it. फिर मैं समझा कुछ नहीं होगा अच्छा
Okay, that maybe. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye.
तो एक दिन मैंने कहा I'm Rashid
Auntie को याद नहीं.
240 I'm it is some
Sambal.
घूमने.
Sambalpur.
Sambalpur 240
Okay.
I'm going to do it. It's more negative. Even I personally checked it. So I made this reason to personally check whether this was really headless exercise, maddening exercise, or this was possible. When I went there, I found it possible. They have done it. तो ये जो हुआ कि जो इकोनॉमी इंटेक नहीं बढ़ाना था सेकंड टाइम भी नहीं बढ़ाना था गाड़ी कट बढ़ा दिया इसके बहुत पॉसिबल है हम लोग कर ले रहे तो ये कैसा टॉप एग्जीक्यूटिव कोई बात ही नहीं करता आगे इंस्टीट्यूट जाने की
सब लोग ले
दिल ही नहीं है ना सर. दिल नहीं.
ये तो कोई मैनेजमेंट में है ही नहीं इसलिए मेरा जो ब्लॉक मॉडिफाई हुआ है concept of homework. In every blog there is heart printed. Unless people have heart for the task, If they don't have heart for the country, for the people of this country, they will not be able to deliver. तो असली चीज से हट के किसने मुझसे मना किया था आप लोगों को बनाने को? किसी ने मना नहीं किया। कि आप सोचते हैं कि आने से जो डिस्कशन हो बिल्कुल दूसरी तरह को, ये कहाँ से मैं लाऊंगा आपके जो पॉइंट्स है नहीं पढ़ाते हैं। मैं कहूँगा कि ये तारीफ कर रहा, बट इट्स पॉसिबल। तो और न जाने क्या क्या पॉसिबल है। न चाइना जाने की सोच रहा था कि इतना अच्छा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैसे हो जा सकता। हमारे यहाँ हमसे खरीद कर दिया। Worst thing was that when I manufactured, when I had a speaker made better than China made speakers. That is, speakers typically have voice, but not earphone. This speaker has earphones. So you can keep that speaker, not that heavy speaker model, but have earphone. और जाके अपने पास पूरा कोर्स मटेरियल तो आपको उसको रखा हुआ चिप पर, और वो पढ़ते रहो। जब कोई और होगा ग्रुप डिस्कशन बात है, स्पीकर से ईयरफोन निकाल कर ग्रुप डिस्कशन करो, इससे कुछ। लेकिन एक दिन में ये फाइनल चिपने तो चाहिए। Then I really kept.
So I will. Okay, Professor Rohit.
All right, I think it was a pleasure meeting with all of you, and it was wonderful. Thanks to Krishna sir for this
The
opportunity.
first and the only professor who stuck to promise.
Yeah. And, you know,
So learn it from you only.
Yeah.
I was the only prepared person.
So nice.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Nice, ma'am. Nice meeting to you.
Thank you.
If you are
Thank-
coming this part of the country, just let me know.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right then. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir. Yeah. Bye.
Sir, were you the
Thank you,
host?
Rohit. Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
सुनील आपको
think-
कॉल करता हूँ. We'll talk.
Yeah, anytime. Welcome.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you're the host, so you
Yeah, I'm
can.
just ending the meeting for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.